How is everybody doing today? We are with David Moadel, and it's your boy Rich, and we're back on a Monday. How you doing, David?
Very good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How was your weekend?
Too quick. I need another one. Or two. Or five. I don't know. It's all good.
Well, you know what? It was a crazy weekend. Let's just start talking first about the cryptocurrencies. Because it was an ugly weekend for cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. You know what, though? Again, it just went... you could try to find your reasons for this. It crashed because, this happened to Ethereum or whatever. You know what? It went too high in the first place. You got to pull back the chart. A lot of people don't think long term. They don't pull back the chart. If you're on Google Finance or wherever you are, click the chart that says all, the whole thing, okay? And really look at that.
Absolutely.
I'm looking, okay, so it's gone up a little bit since the little mini crash there. Right now I'm on coinmarketcap.com.
Yep.
And if you go there, you can see all of that. I know you use that one as well.
Yep.
And on coinmarketcap.com, I love these free resources. I love to, tell people about the free websites I use, like stockcharts.com, Google Finance, CoinMarketCap, all that good stuff, because I'm trying to save you money, if you're paying for this kind of information, if you found a great subscription service, fine. But I like to tell people how to get for free.
Absolutely.
If I can. On coinmarketcap.com, I'm looking right now. There's another screen right there. That's why I keep looking this way.
Yeah, no worries.
And it lists all of or not every single cryptocurrency, because I learned from Mr. Rich last week that there are 508 different cryptocurrencies.
810.
810. Okay, I must be dyslexic. I went from, I think you told me 805, I went to 508. There are literally hundreds and they list the top 100 as far by market cap on this page here. And there are some that I've never heard of, and I pay attention to these things. BitBay, do you know these V-Slice? Potcoin I know about. I'm kind of excited about that one, probably for the wrong reasons. Storage. Counterparty, do you know about these? I don't know.
Well, I've been watching all of them. Honestly, my goal is, David? I want to own them all.
You want to own them all?
I want to own them all. Because the way I look at it is, if I go into a room and talk to 100 people and nobody has Bitcoin, I think if I can own all 810, I think my future's set, bro. I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it, right?
You are an ambitious individual. I respect that, and you're bold.
Now let me get. No, I'm not. When I say I want to own them all, I don't want to own them all, like really all, because some of them are going to be garbage and they're going to get delisted. So when I say I want to own them all, maybe the top 100. Why not?
Sure.
Take a look at the pizza coin. Have you seen the pizza coin?
No, I'm looking for it.
Yeah, it's up. Coin. It was up 127% today. I
know there's sex coin. I know there's that one, and I know there's and of course Potcoin, Pizza coin. Now, what is the principle behind Pizza coin? Is that just another cutesy, like Dogecoin has the Shiba Inu on it? Is that just another cutesy coin that a few people are trading? I wonder about these.
Honestly, I don't know anything about it. I just like pizza. So I see the name. I see it going up 127%. I'm like, pizza coin. Sounds interesting. It's like
I'm sorry. This page just goes to show how they all move together, like we talked about last week. You can quickly see percent change 24 hours. There's a column here, and they're all bright green. And not just a little bit of green. It's not like looking at blue chip stocks where it's up 0.33% in a day, 0.20%. No, these are all up 6, 8, 10, 12, 20, some of them 100%.
Well, that's because this weekend Bitcoin went all the way down to 1750, I believe. The lowest I've seen it actually since May. Lower than I've actually ever bought it. I actually bought some yesterday at around 1850. I was super happy to pick it up, and it just went right back up. And I believe it's just under 2100 right now. I think it's around 2070. So it definitely created a buying opportunity. Now, a lot of people are predicting it could go lower we're not going to talk too much about this hard fork, but because I am not an expert, but a lot of people are saying that August 1st, there's this hard fork that's going to be happening. It's called SegWit, and they're predicting that Bitcoin could go down more. Some people are saying there's going to be 2 coins. Nobody really knows exactly what's going to happen. It's essentially going to be like a stock split. So nobody really knows what that's going to mean for Bitcoin, but a lot of people are predicting it could go as low as, I've heard, 1,500. So I'm going to be really watching it carefully for the next 2 weeks and just try to be a sniper and try to pick it up, and as well as some of the other altcoins at the lowest possible price. That's kind of what my strategy is for cryptocurrencies right now.
Now, if it is truly going to be like a stock split doesn't bring anything down. I mean, it might bring the price down, but, you know, for example, 7-to-1 split of a stock, as we saw with Apple 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, like 3 years ago, Apple shares became so expensive. They were like $700-800 a share. The average Joe Schmo couldn't afford to buy one share. And so they split it, and it was like $100 a share, whatever, 7 for 1. Did anybody lose anything? Not really. Okay, yeah, if whoever had one share now has 7 at $100 each instead of 1 at $700 each, for example. So if it truly is like a stock split, what is everybody worried about?
I think I think that it's one of these things where people just don't know. And obviously Bitcoin is the core coin. So because it's the core coin that everybody must buy before they buy another altcoin, I think it's going to cause a lot of panic. And what a lot of people are saying is that you should move all of your coins into your wallet. You shouldn't keep any of your coins in an exchange, because nobody knows what this is going to do for the ratios during this split, how that's going to affect the ratios of all the other coins, how it's going to affect the price, how it's going to affect all the exchanges. So a lot of other people on YouTube that I've been following are saying that the safest thing to do, move all your money, all your Bitcoin, all your altcoins into your wallet, keep it safe, keep it stored over there, and that way we can kind of see what's going to happen here August 1st. And then once we get a chance to see the dust settle, then a lot of people are saying then you can move your coins back into the exchanges when you know it's safe to do so. So it's kind of scaring me. And I'm probably going to take that advice, because I don't want to lose any money and I don't want to get hurt in the uncertainty, because no one really knows. And that's the thing I think that's scaring a lot of people.
Sure. I'm looking at a website called Medium right now. It says on July 22nd, 2017, we will be launching a brand new BCC mining pool and lock the activation time of UAHF at 12/21 August 2017. If you decide to switch and mine on the BCC chain, you will still be mining BTC before UAHF activities at 12/20 August 2017 UTC time. They've got a whole thing on what's going to happen with cloud mining. It's too long to read here. A bunch of releases were put out, and Medium.com, that's a very well-known, well-regarded news source for a lot of people.
I'm going to take a look at that. That's good. I'm going to take a look at that. Medium.com?
If you type in, if you just go to Google, type in hard fork Bitcoin, and it's the very first story that pops up. It's called Statement on Bitcoin.
Perfect.
Statement on Bitcoin user-activated hard fork. So, they're obviously they put out a statement on a widely circulated website, Medium.com, telling people what to expect. I'm not going to read the whole thing. People can read it on their own. I don't imagine it's going to be a big shock to the system if everybody knows about something. For example, if everybody knows that the market is going to crash, any market, then it probably won't.
Exactly.
Because market crashes are due to unfortunate and unexpected news, or just a shock to the system. For example, back in 2008, yes, if you go back, there were a few people who saw that, real estate prices in the United States are out of control. Margin debt, people borrowing things, buying flat screen TVs they couldn't afford, buying homes they couldn't afford. And there were a couple people saying, okay, this is not sustainable, but even they didn't know when it was going to come down. Most people had no clue that there was going to be a big shock to the system, that Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers and so on were gone. The idea that they were going to go down the tubes was just unthinkable. If everybody knows that this is going to be a crash on this particular day, something that specific, it's not going to be a crash then. If it's a dip, that's a dip you probably want to buy. If people are pulling their money out and putting them in, out of the exchanges, as you might be doing yourself, and putting them into their wallets, then yeah, okay, there might be a dip there. I'd say that's viable, if anything, because then people will calm down. They'll see the world's not ending. Now that's a short-term play. That doesn't mean you go in long-term. I'm still, wary of going long-term. I saw what happened this weekend, and I'm not saying I predicted it, but I've been very light on cryptos for a reason. Okay, but if you do see a dip, if Bitcoin goes down to 1,500, let's say, I wouldn't mind dipping into there. Why the heck not? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like when I saw it at 1850, I was like, this is the lowest I've seen it in a few months. I bought it like at the top when I first started at 2,700. And my first Bitcoin I bought was at 2,700 because I was just seeing it going up every day. I was like, let me get in before it goes to 10,000. Who knows, right? Yeah. And then all the way down. So, I mean, I started buying more at a lower price yesterday. But I still believe it's going to go lower because people just don't know what to expect. And we've got a 2-week gap between August 1st.
When there's uncertainty in the markets, yes, there's leading up to that date, especially in the last few days, hours, the day before. The market hates, if it hates one thing, it's uncertainty. And so, yes, there might be a dip in the price. And then on that day, there might be the dip in the price. But once the exchanges work all this stuff out, once people see, okay, you know what, this isn't a huge crash, it should come back up or at least level out. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And well, a lot of people, I know like Bo Pauly was on your show, he's thinking that it's going to just explode after August. So hopefully, and I kind of agree with him. I think, I mean, maybe not necessarily the numbers he's talking, but I'm thinking if it does go down to 1,500, I think that's a great buying opportunity because once they get past that August 1st date, they're going to be implementing it as legal tender in Australia in August. So I believe that could really drive the prices up.
Sure.
That's what I'm thinking.
As it gains more acceptance, I don't see why not. I'm waiting for the possibility of Amazon adopting, Bitcoin payments. I imagine that would be huge.
Check this out. I have one of our subscribers that just said Disney announced today that they are introducing a coin to use at parks.
Yeah. No, it's not Bitcoin. It's their own thing. So,
but it's cool. It's cool that you're starting to see like Potcoin. You're able to actually use Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to purchase. Like the Potcoin is a coin that you can use to purchase pot. I mean, this is what is becoming more introduced into society now is coins being used. I know that I heard one of the largest gaming sites, Bodog, you can use Bitcoin to gamble on Bodog. So more and more companies, large organizations are accepting Bitcoin as fiat, as currency to utilize to make transactions. And this is the way of the future. And as it becomes more accepted, my plan is to just accumulate as many of these coins as I can because as it gets more accepted on a global scale, I can't see how these coins will not go up in price over time.
I wanted to ask your opinion. There is on the over-the-counter markets an ETF for Bitcoin.
Yes, GBTC.
Yeah.
Yes. I've seen it as high as $560.
Yes. The funny thing is, you think it would be affordable. You think they would try to solve the problem of, one Bitcoin is so expensive. Why not make an ETF that's affordable? And yet they did not do that. Even the ETF itself is expensive.
Well, when we started, when we got that, we found it at $100. Our community. So it was actually one of our members, DJ Cloud Ninja, that found it at $100. And we literally were watching it and investing in it all the way up to 560. And then ever since Bitcoin that was when it was at its highest. And ever since Bitcoin started to collapse, I think today it's down to 350 now. So it's not been the greatest play. It's been kind of sick ever since Bitcoin hit its ceiling, and it's been coming back down. But that stock is actually, I believe, 9% of Bitcoin. So its price kind of correlates to Bitcoin's price. So when you see Bitcoin goes up, it goes up. When Bitcoin goes down, it goes down. It literally trades in correlation with Bitcoin.
I hope so. Otherwise, that defeats the purpose of it. I imagine somebody with their E-Trade account who doesn't want to necessarily go to Coinbase and open up a separate account. There's a convenience factor there.
Well, that was the first thing I did because I didn't know anything about cryptocurrencies, so I actually bought that. I bought BTSC, which is another Bitcoin cryptocurrency like penny stock, which was at around 5 cents. And I actually bought GAHC, which did well initially, but now has kind of really come down. So those are the 3 Bitcoin cryptocurrency type stocks that I got into because I was like, you know what, before I buy cryptocurrencies, let me get in some of the stocks. And they did well initially, but they've all come back down to life now, to reality. And now I've gotten more into the cryptocurrencies, gotten, some Bitcoin, now I'm doing mining with Genesis Mining. I'm kind of all over the place now with cryptocurrencies and really trying to spread my wings. And I really like it. I really like it. I just think I honestly just believe it's the future. It's the coin for the millennials. And I just think that I want to kind of get into the next topic where I talk a little bit about Chaincoin. Have you done any research on Chaincoin and how it's different than the rest of these coins?
Yeah, but you've been into it for much longer than I have. I mean, and you also had a viewer who really was all about the Chaincoin. I remember,
yes, DJ Cloud Ninja Kenny Lee. He's Korean. The guy that's pushing this coin, his name is Max. You guys got to go to High on Coins. Max is actually listed as a related channel, just like you are to Rich TV Live. And this man is incredible. He took his channel from maybe 1,000 subscribers, David, and it's over 11,000 in literally 2 weeks. I've never seen anything like it. He is creating a movement like I've never seen in my entire life. And I'm proud to be a part of this movement. What he's done, he's a master computer genius, and he is a computer programmer and a webmaster. So what he has done is he's taken the fact that cryptocurrencies have no regulations. And he's realized that he can legally create a wolf pack, which is obviously illegal in the stock market. And what he's done is he's created this term called being a hodler. A hodler is somebody that holds on to the cryptocurrency forever and never sells. His theory is if everybody buys this cryptocurrency, CHC, which has gone from 6 cents, and currently I think it's at just around $4 right now. So he's taken it from 6 cents to $4 in 2 weeks. So what he's done with this theory, he started with a small community, like really small, like smaller than what my community was when he started. And he said, let's create this wolf pack and let's all sit on the bid, let's soak it up and just buy it up with our community. And let's get the people, the power of the people, to rally behind this idea. And everybody just sit on the bid. And if we all keep sitting on the bid and soaking this up, we will eventually be able to take the price up. Well, it's taken on a life of itself, David. It is up over 40 times. It has gone to, it started at it was 300, I believe, out of the 800 crypto coins. It's now in the top 50. And he's literally got like worldwide exposure. Yeah. And I'm proud to be one of his generals. So I'm literally working with Max, trying to get him on my show today after this show. And I'm dealing directly with Max. And he knows very much about me. And Rich TV Live is listed as a related channel on his channel. And literally this weekend, I had a ton of new subscribers because of it. And I'm so blessed to be a part of this movement. Because what he's done is he's created a wolf pack where we are all just buying and holding together and we don't want to sell. And essentially what he's saying is if you want to sell, just sell a little bit on the offer. Don't crush it. Don't hit bids. Just put a little bit on the offer. And his instructions are don't sell more than 100 coins at a time. But the reason why this coin is so special, has a master node. Do you know what a master node is?
Yeah, we talked about that last time.
Yeah, so a master node is like a dividend. So when you get this master node, you need 1,000 coins to have one master node. And once you get one master node, you actually have the ability to mine 2 chain coins a day. So the goal for him is to get this to $1,000, this coin. And if this coin gets to $1,000 and you're mining 2 master nodes, you're making $2,000 a day. So why not accumulate now at these levels, sit on the bid, soak it up, don't sell. And if everybody does that as a community, and this community is growing, literally, like his channel is growing by 1,000, like about 1,000 subscribers a day.
Wow.
I've honestly learned a lot from him, David. And you need to spend some time to watch what he's doing because David, he goes live on YouTube, he goes live on Periscope, he goes live on Twitch, and every single community he goes live on has 5 to 10,000 people on it instantly. And I'm part of a whole bunch of communities that he's a part of, like Slack. Do you know what Slack is?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so he's got a Slack community. It's got about 2,000 people. Every time he goes live somewhere on one of his devices, he's got a whole bunch, the whole community moves.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, Max is live, and everybody's like, he's live, and everybody goes. But this guy's a character, David. He hangs out in his RV. He plays with a fidget spinner. He smokes his cigarette and smokes his vape and drinks beer. And then he goes into his tent and he talks about hodling these cryptocurrencies even until he's homeless. So
what's this? Okay, it sounds like there's a lot of this depends on trust.
Yes.
Trusting that some person with a lot of Chaincoin in his community doesn't just for whatever reason or no reason at all decide to dump it. Okay.
Absolutely.
What's to stop that from happening? What's to stop? Because once you have one bad actor, then other people start to pile on possibly, and then I don't want to say the pump becomes the dump, but what's to stop that from happening?
You know what? It was the same thing I thought. I said the same thing to Kenny, and then I saw it go from literally 6 cents to 46 cents, 46 to 60. A bunch of our subscribers got in. Then it went to $1. Then it went to $2. Then it went to $6. And I was just like, what has happened? And then I started watching Max. And I started realizing how powerful he was. And I couldn't believe what he was doing. And I started buying in. Then I said, you know what? I want to be a part of this. So I started accumulating coins. And my community started accumulating coins. And then I started thinking, imagine if we could start doing this with every coin. Not only would that change the way we make money, big time, but it would change the way we invest. It would change the way we do business. It'll change the way it's literally changed the way I do YouTube. This guy goes live every couple hours, Dave. He's nuts. I've never seen anything like it. It's like he goes live and everybody's like, Max is live, and you have to watch him. He's so polarizing.
Yeah. It sounds like almost I hate to use this phrase, but like a cult of personality.
Yes.
If this guy didn't have a certain type of, I don't know, charisma.
Yes.
I haven't seen the guy, heard the guy. I have to now. I got to check him out at least, right? It's kind of like I don't think Apple would have gotten as big as it did back in the 1970s and 80s if, all these, or Bill Gates with Microsoft. All these were kind of a cult of personality. You had a guy, or, I don't want to be sexist, I'm sure it could be a woman as well, who just people are drawn to and they believe in, because people are not going to invest in Chaincoin if there isn't some sort of charisma with this guy. You said his name is Max? Is that his name?
Yes.
I got to see this Max guy now. I got to at least check him out. You know me, I'm a little skeptical. I'm more conservative, as you put it, in my approach. But I'm not against it. I mean, it sounds like an exciting ground floor opportunity. But I'm gonna have to investigate it first. I'm not just gonna buy into it because I like the guy. I want to make sure that Chaincoin is going to have some sort of enforcement in place to make sure that somebody doesn't come along, dump their shares. Because you know how people are. Once somebody dumps, then other people look at them and say, why is he dumping? Oh, it doesn't matter why. I'm going to dump it too. I'm afraid. And, stairs up, elevator down. That's how these things are. In this case, it's been elevator up, though. I'm looking at the chart for Chaincoin. It doesn't even look like the other cryptocurrencies. The other cryptocurrencies might seem, parabolic, but this is like an L shape. It's flat line and then straight up 90 degrees.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't been able to sleep. You don't understand what this guy's doing. He has a chat. You got to check out another channel. It's listed as a related channel to my channel called Random Tandems. These
Right.
guys have jumped on his coattails, okay? All they talk about is Chaincoin. They were live streaming for 4 days straight, David.
That's dedication, I'll tell you.
David, they went from 200 subs to 2,000 subs in 4 days.
Wow. Is that what I need to do? I need to live stream 4 days in a row.
Yeah.
Don't urinate. Don't eat. Just eat pizza. Have it fed to me. Yeah, I remember back in the 1980s, people would they'd have like arcade games, stand-up arcade game championships. Where people would play Robotron or something for 2 or 3 days straight, so they can get the highest score. And they would get so many extra lives. They would run off and pee real quick, come back. They'd have assistants shove pizza and sodas, Gatorade in their face because they didn't have time to eat. They're playing the video game to get the highest score ever. It sounds like that might be what do you remember there's an old story of this lady astronaut who was a total psycho. She wanted to go to her husband's lover's house across the country. So she drove for like 3 days straight. She didn't go to the bathroom. She just had like a Depends thing,
Oh God.
She had a bunch of power bars, and sodas, and she just drove there. She got caught, thank God. She didn't kill the guy.
Jeez,
But
that's
anyway,
brutal.
It sounds like that's the kind of guy this is. He sounds like the kind of guy that is so dedicated to what he's doing that everything else, including basic physiological needs, just go by the wayside. I could believe in a guy like that, or should I? Or is he crazy?
I mean, it's a little bit of everything. I mean, literally, it looks like he's getting sick. He's coughing nonstop because he's smoking so many cigarettes. He's like coughing nonstop, but it shows his dedication. But it literally looks like he's not sleeping. He's smoking like a million cigarettes, drinking every day. But he's watching this cryptocurrency go up like thousands of %. And he owns 30 masternodes. So he's not hiding the fact that he's got about 100 grand worth of Chaincoin right now, and he bought it for $4,000 at 6 cents.
Why doesn't he just quit now and retire if he's doing that well? Or are you saying, but it's going to go much, much higher than that?
Well, so this is his theory, okay? If everybody keeps soaking it up the way they have, he has 10,000 people behind him. They're all sitting on the bid. Eventually, these sellers are going to run out of steam, and we just keep taking it higher. And as he gets bigger, because he's clearly getting bigger every day, as he keeps getting bigger, more people are just going to keep buying.
I'm afraid for the day that you see him on CNBC. Really, then it's over. That's what'll kill it. When Kramer starts getting excited about this guy, that's when you dump it. But seriously, though, I just want to check.
The only thing I can say is you have to check it out because I didn't believe it until I saw it. DJ Cloud Ninja, Kenny Lee was the one that put him onto me, and I was I was kind of hearing but not listening, Right. And I didn't get in first. My community did, and they were the first ones like, Rich, you got to pay attention. And then I did, and then I was just captivated, and more because I want to build my YouTube channel, and I was watching what he was doing, and I was like, what the hell? And I had never seen a YouTube channel grow that fast in my life.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like, this is incredible. And then I started to really believe in the coin. I now own the coin. A lot of my members own the coin. And I'm going to buy more because I just think it's a cool movement and a revolution that I would like to be a part of. And I'm just excited to be a part of something different and something unique. And I just think it's different. I think it's authentic. And he has a good message. He wants the people to win. He wants the people to have freedom. He wants the people to eventually, have wealth. And I like that message. Now, will it work? So far, it's worked. But obviously, when you've gone this high up, you can always go down. So when I see it go down, that's just like any stock, any cryptocurrency. That's when I want to buy it. But, I mean, that's enough about CHC. Let's change gears for a second. Yeah. Let's go to BVTK.
Gotcha.
Now, BVTK is a stock that I own. A lot of the members in my community own. A lot of members in my community are big. It's an interesting one because you cannot buy it in Canada. It has a cease trade order in British Columbia. It has a stop sign. And even a lot of Americans can't buy it through Fidelity, I heard. So I don't know what's going on exactly with this company. I'm talking to this company about getting on my show. I'm speaking directly with the CEO. His name is Tom. And he seems like a very interesting guy. I can't tell you exactly what I know about the company, but I can tell you what publicly he's announced. And they've already announced just recently a $1 million contract with a telecom company, another $2.5 million contract with another company. And it seems as though they're putting a lot of major contracts together with the government. And there's a lot of speculation moving around that they're doing work in the space of cybersecurity, which I believe is one of the biggest trending industries in the world, and will be one of the largest trending industries, especially with Bitcoin. What do you think about BVTK? Do you know anything about it? And if you just look at its chart and look at it from like an outsider point of view, do you think it's something you'd be interested in?
Before I even look at the chart, I like to go on Google Finance. They aggregate the news. Because if you look at the chart first, you may forget to look at the news. You may forget to look at the fundamentals. And so I try to get people, I do some coaching, I teach, trading and investing, all that good stuff. I try to get people in the habit of looking at the news before they even look at the chart, which is hard to do because charts jump out at you. But, and Google Finance is a great place to do that. It's free. Why the heck not? And look for the recent news. The most recent piece of news on here, this is from oracledispatch.com. Bravitech Solutions, Inc., BVTK, finds new juice on potential deal. Well, that sounds like good news. Let's see. Bravitech has been tracing out a clear symmetrical triangle on the larger time frame charts, blah, blah, blah. I want to see what the new deal is. The principal catalyst is the company's recent announcement that it is negotiating with a large IT firm for them to secure exclusive rights for Encrypt One related to their message handling system, whereby this international software and IT services firm would secure exclusive distribution, in all caps for some reason, rights to use, sell, as well as market Encrypt One throughout the continental United States into 29 NATO countries. I mean, hey, that's encouraging. Expansion is usually not a bad thing. So, okay, all right. Now, of course, if you know this and I know this, then everybody knows it. So I don't like to buy after the news happens, okay?
Of course.
but a lot of you say of course, but a lot of people make that mistake. They say, "Oh, good news. I'm going to buy now." After it's up 12.61% today already.
Buy on rumors, sell on news, guys. Buy on rumors, sell on news. That's what everybody on Wall Street does.
Yeah. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So if I look at the chart, so that's encouraging. And looking through the rest of the news, I don't see anything discouraging.
The news has been incredible. He's just putting out news so much. He actually had a death in the family last week, so things have kind of slowed down since then. So we've been communicating with him, and he's saying that he wants to come on our show. So we're very excited about that. And there's a lot of people on Investors Hub saying that this stock is going to the NASDAQ.
That would be exciting. That would help.
I mean, when's the last time you saw a sub-penny stock go to the NASDAQ? Yeah,
not often.
I mean, I've seen it about 5 times in the last 7 years.
Yeah. But will it actually happen? Again,
exactly.
Now we're getting to rumors and not news yet.
Correct.
So is that?
I'm just telling you what they're saying in the Investors Hub.
Yeah.
Obviously, those guys could be just, buying the stock and trying to pump it. I mean, I haven't heard it directly from the horse's mouth. I'm just letting you know what people are saying. There's all kinds of news circulating on Investors Hub that they've signed a huge deal with NATO. Huge. Like in the billions. Billions with a B. So until I actually see that news release go out, be public, I'm not going to obviously assume it's fact. But there's some cool stuff going on with the company. I've got 1 million shares of it. I'm always willing to take a risk. And hey, if it goes to the NASDAQ and it goes to $1, I'll be a happy camper.
Absolutely. What's great about sub-penny stocks is that you can walk around. You can tell your coworkers at the water cooler, "Hey, I just bought 1 billion shares of stock. Big baller here, 1 billion shares."
Exactly.
They don't need to know that's 0.002 cents a share. It's all good, right?
Exactly.
I'm again, I'm looking at Google Finance here, BVTK on the OTC markets. Is it just me, or was this stock a rather expensive one at one time?
You know what? I don't know. I honestly have just been watching it just recently. I haven't looked at its chart as far as like long term.
Yeah, pre 2015, it looks like this was a rather pricey stock that just for whatever reason tumbled. Maybe due to sometimes that's just due to reverse splits and things like that. But I'm not saying that Google Finance is necessarily 100% accurate, but it looks like this was hundreds or possibly even thousands of dollars a share. Am I right? At one time.
I mean, it may have been. It may have been.
Yeah.
Like I said, who knows? Sometimes these stocks get reversed. They're at a higher price, and then they're not really able to justify it, and the stock goes right down. I've seen it so many times. I typically think a stock will typically trade where the company deserves to trade. That's where the market makers believe it's valued at. Now, maybe it's undervalued because if you look at it, it's up 2,500% currently as we speak since April. So it was at 0001, and it's up 2,500%. I have members in our community that are up over $20,000 on this stock and started with like $4,000.
I can't argue with that.
And they were telling me about it when it was at 0003, and I was like, yeah, 0003. I looked at the financials, had $3.5 million in debt and $13,000 in the bank, and I'm like, dog with fleas, BCC's trade order, and a stop sign, not for me. And then I literally watched it go up right in my face, and then I ended up buying it myself at like 0019. So, you know what I mean? It's just one of those things where, I can't let it go up any faster in my face. I'm already up on it right now, and I'm happy. But if it does go where it's supposed to go and it goes onto the NASDAQ, then can I take a call, David? Do you mind if I take a call?
I'll talk to everybody.
It's one of our subscribers. Hold on. Oh, shucks. I just lost her.
Uh-oh. Lost her. Oh, well.
Let me call her right back real quickly.
While you're working that out, just want to say welcome to everybody. My name's David Moadel, and spelled Moadel. Hey, everybody. And I do have a YouTube channel, so if you want to check me out, just go to YouTube, type in the little search box there, David, Moadel. And I got plenty of videos. Probably not as many as Mr. Rich, who live stream. He's kind of like the guy who went 4 days straight. Rich, maybe you have gone 4 days straight, but when you add up all the live streams you've done, it probably adds up to it. This man's dedicated. He's done so many videos and live streams in such a short amount of time. I'm really impressed with it. So, I'm excited for the opportunity. If you get to speak with the CEO of BVTK Solutions, BVTK, that's pretty awesome. To get the man himself, see what he has to say about all this. Because we're reading it off of, the interwebs here, but to actually get it from the man himself, I think is pretty exciting. And if we could get the Chaincoin guy, the crazy / genius Chaincoin guy, just talk to him, man, that'd be something. I'd like to see what makes him tick, but I gotta check out his videos first.
Yeah, definitely, just do the due diligence. That's kind of what it sold it for me, was when I started watching him, and I was like, wow, this guy's polarizing. Like, I consider myself a pretty good entertainer. This guy's got me beat, man. Like, he is entertaining. He was up last night listening to Bob Marley at 2 a.m. on Periscope. I'm watching this guy. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm watching this guy at 2 a.m. drinking beers, hat backwards, listening to Bob Marley, smoking cigarettes, talking about the Chaincoin revolution. And I'm like, man, am I going nuts? Why am I watching this guy everywhere he goes? He is so polarizing, but you can't help it.
No,
Hold on, let's take this call. Hi, Sherry. Sure. How you doing? Hello, Sherry.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You got to turn off your YouTube in the background so we can hear you. Otherwise, there's going to be static.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, you guys.
It's okay. Sherry, you are live with myself and David Moadel on YouTube. Say hi to David.
David, good morning, afternoon. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being on the show with Rich. We love you. We saw you last week, so we're excited.
I love all you guys too, and I can't see or hear all of you right now, but I can see and hear you. So I'm looking forward to, if you got any questions or anything, bring it on.
Absolutely. I just wanted to add a little bit on BVTK for you, since you know, and Rich is just kind of new in it, but just so you know what's going on. First of all,
Sure.
the biggest thing to me is a CEO of a company who answers his phone. Yesterday, I called him on a Sunday. I was like ready for a voicemail, and it was him. I was like, what? So for him to call back anybody, I think that CEOs don't usually do that. So number one, that's amazing to me. Number two is he's very well known in his reputation. So he's worked in the White House for 2 presidents, and he's worked for other companies that he's turned around. So this was a very challenging one for BVTK because he was, trying to turn it into a lot of equity people coming in, equity investors to come in, and he just knows so many of those good people who want to do business with him. So that's the go on why we've been so strong behind him, because his reputation is amazing. And to me, if you've got good stuff on you on the news and not bad, you're good. So
yeah, I think he's turned around. I think the number is 5 companies that he's turned into multi-million-dollar companies.
Yeah.
So he has a good track record. When I spoke to him, I believe it was 5. I think some of them turned into billion-dollar companies. So he has a pretty good track record. I think he told me he's created 19 millionaires in BVTK already.
Yep. He also was with Homeland Security. So, and he is in meetings with NATO this morning. That's what he was doing this morning. And it said closed door meeting. So he's definitely hooked up, as you say. Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know, in case, because the reason I wanted to get in, because I've never done it before, where maybe I catch a good thing in my life, and it happens to be retirement and no work. Everybody wants to do that. So, but that was all I wanted to share with you guys. Let you go back in. I have to go into work.
Sherry, just tell David where you're from. Sherry, just tell David where you're from, so he knows who's talking to him where.
I'm from the San Fernando Valley in California.
Cool.
Thank you,
all right.
Sherry.
Shout out.
How about you?
Shout out to the San Fernando Valley in California. Awesome.
David is from sunny Florida. Florida, Boca Raton, right?
Yep. So we're both in a warm climate, a little too warm for me right now. Little humid, oy vey, little humid over here in Florida. I like it though. It's all good. Awesome, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry.
I appreciate the info.
Thank you, Sherry. You are a scholar. We'll talk to you soon.
So much,
Thank you for all your support,
Thank you
Sherry.
for being there.
Cheers.
Okay, guys, have a great day. Bye.
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 I actually sent you a link to our app on WhatsApp. I know you haven't joined it yet, but I'd love to have you be a part of it because we have a pretty vibrant app with Rich TV Live where we have a community of about 20 people, but we are literally just talking stocks and cryptocurrencies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you would like to be a part of it, I mean, a lot of people can't handle it because there's so many messages. There's about 3,000 messages a day that go in the app, but it's a great resource because literally 24 hours a day, if there's a stock that's up, if there's a cryptocurrency that's up, we're getting an alert. If it's not me, it's one of the guys, one of the girls. Sherry's a part of it. She's amazing. And we all kind of like do the due diligence on stocks together, cryptocurrencies together. We play devil's advocate with each other. Yeah, I don't like it for this reason. I like it for that reason. I think it really helps when you can kind of like, oh, I don't know about the stock, or I like the stock, and it kind of gives you another perspective before you make an investment. And I don't know if you'd like to be a part of that. We'd love to have you be a part of that if you'd like to join.
I need to get current with the whole WhatsApp thing. You know, maybe I'm just a different generation. I never caught on to the Snapchat, WhatsApp thing, but I need to get with that. I'm on Twitter all day and Facebook. And
it's just like Twitter and Facebook. WhatsApp is owned by Facebook.
Yeah,
it's so just like Facebook.
I need to get with that.
It's just WhatsApp is the #1 app in the world to share videos and photos. It's instant. So the reason I got on WhatsApp is so that, like, I don't know if you noticed, but I put up videos for my subscribers. One of the reasons why I have so many videos is it's not just me. So when a subscriber sends me a video, a lot of times it doesn't come through on my message. But if they send it on WhatsApp, it's instant. So that's why I did it. And it's a great way to share pictures and videos, and it's instant and real time, and then I can upload it right from my phone right onto my YouTube channel. It's a pretty cool tool. Take a look at it.
Well, you know.
Let's talk about the next topic. I want to go into Aurora Cannabis. Now, I love Aurora Cannabis. I've loaded up heavily on it, so much that I bought my own children's RESPs with it. That's how much I believe in it. I just think it's the prized possession of marijuana stocks for me. I love it. What do you think about Aurora Cannabis? They just announced they're going on the TSX, the Toronto Stock Exchange. It's been climbing. I think it's come from around $2 and change. Now today, I think it hit $2.47. It seems to have a lot of momentum. What do you think about it?
Yeah, those are the 4 Canadian pot stocks that I like the most: Organigram, Canopy, Aurora, Organigram. Those are the 4 that and those are all on HMMJ, by the way. Yep. So for a reason. I mean, those are the big 4: Canopy, Organigram, Aurora, Afria.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Afira just went on the TSX.
Right. But Aurora might be at the top of those 4. It's hard to pick one. You really shouldn't pick one. But that's one of they've been around a while. They're not a newcomer to this game, and just it's so exciting, the marijuana industry, the attitude in to our neighbors up north, because I'm here in Florida, United States, and the attitude here versus the attitude in Canada. It's such a difference, and it's so refreshing to have Justin Trudeau, and you may feel this way or that way about him, but compare him to the way Trump feels about the industry, and Jeff Sessions and Sean Spicer, and what we're having to deal with over here, as opposed to, I don't know, do you feel a shift in attitude where you are compared to America?
I mean, it's a total. It's almost as if like this border is like a line, and it's like. The Canadians are all about it, and the Americans, the people want it. 50% of the people want it. Clearly, it's been incredible for Colorado. It's put them out of debt in no time. And I've heard people making millions of dollars, farmers that have moved to Colorado and are making millions and millions of dollars. It's been incredible for entrepreneurs. But yet, for some reason, they're trying to put a cap on it. Now, a part of me wonders if they're just playing this game, and they're going to just let it slowly roll out, because you've seen what they've done. They've just legalized it recreationally in Nevada. So maybe they're just playing devil's advocate. Maybe they're playing good cop, bad cop. Maybe they just don't want it to be too big too quickly, where you've got an entire nation of zombies, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. Because if everybody's getting high, we're not going to have good doctors. We're not going to have good lawyers. We're not going to have good dentists. Like, I don't want my doctor to be high. I don't want my dentist to be high. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit concerning as a parent. It's really concerning here in Canada, because literally by July 1st of next year, everybody's going to be high all the time.
Will they, though? I mean...
Oh, man, it's going to get crazy. Because it's one thing when it's illegal, like it still is. When it becomes legal recreationally and everybody can have an ounce on them, if I have 5 friends here at my house, I can have 5 ounces at my house. It's a little bit much.
You can anyway. I mean, that's the thing.
You can, but because it's illegal, there's always that doubt. There's always that fear. People still have paranoia. Once it goes recreational, it's game over, man. It's like my kids are going to know about weed way too much. Let's be honest. It's going to be everywhere. When you're 18, you're going to be getting high, because everyone will be getting high. It's like they say you can't sell to a minor. Well, as soon as you're 18, that means you can smoke as much as you want. So even if I try to tell my kids, don't get high, they're probably going to get high.
You could be right. We'll find out. I mean... when it happens, we'll find out. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the social and economic repercussions are, and it's kind of like a tale of two countries. You'll have one on top where it's legal, one on the bottom where it's not, and we'll see what happens with each one. It'll be a live experiment with real people, unfortunately, or fortunately, as the case may be.
But I don't understand, like, why is it legal in Colorado? Why is it legal in Nevada, but nowhere else? Like, they're just trying to, like, put them in their own little island.
Yeah, it's a patchwork now of states, and it's funny. You're watching the growing pains of a nation, because we're not an old nation. You want to see a nation that's been around for a while. Go to the Middle East. Go to Africa.
Sure. My country, Portugal. I mean, it's been around for hundreds of years.
Yep. Go to Latin America. We're a new country working stuff out. That's why we elect who we do. People with all kinds of problems going back. Since I was a kid. So we're not sure yet. It's same with other issues that we have. We're working it out, and you get to watch it live. I never would have imagined when I was a kid we would even get to this point, to where it's legal in some states but illegal federally, but they're not enforcing it. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to find out in Colorado, Nevada, California, what happens when you let people do this. Will it ruin society? If so, then it'll only happen in those states, I guess. I don't know if it'll ruin anything. We'll see. I mean, we're the country that tried to ban alcohol for 10 years. Didn't work out so great. Created the mafia. So we'll see. I don't want to turn this into a social issue kind of show. Looking at Aurora Cannabis, I'm looking at MarketWatch right now, and like you said, this was announced July 10th. Aurora announced July 10th the company's received conditional approval. Conditional. It's
done.
Come on.
It's done. Yeah, it's done.
SX to graduate from the venture exchange to the common shares on the TXX. It'll trade under ACB, blah, blah, blah. And then they got the, of course, they've got the company, the CEO, Terry Booth, saying how wonderful it is because that's his job as CEO.
Yeah.
Do a little job owning. That's what you get from MarketWatch. You get the overview. It's a great company in the space, but it was anyway. This is just mainstream acceptance. So what do you do with this news? Is it too late to trade it? Well, let me look at the chart here. It's up 4.24% today, which sounds like a lot, but for a pot stock, that's normal. I do see that looking at the 1-year chart, it's curling upward. I like that. It kind of based. Now it's curling up. I don't like to buy after an up move of large magnitude, but this is kind of moderate. I don't see why you couldn't take a moderate position here. Don't put your whole portfolio into one thing, folks. Please.
Exactly.
That's how I get emails from people. They say,
absolutely.
Dave, can you help me? I lost 80% of my account. I put it all on one thing. I'm like, well, what do you want me to tell you now? I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that's painful, man. Well, I think that I bought it at $2 and I'm already up. I'm super happy. And I just believe if you can get into one of the largest licensed producers in the world that is already in America, Canada, Germany, Australia, I just think that it's like picking a cherry, man. I think it's like picking a cherry. And like I said, I bought my children's RESPs with it because I believe in it long term. Like to me, it's a 5-10 year plan. I see this going to $10-20 and I'll just hold. I'm totally going to hodl the Avcan. I'm going to hold it long term. And I love it. And I just think that it has so much potential. Now, at $2.40, it's just come up from $2 to $2.40. Is it a great price? I still think it's a good price because if you look at his chart, it traded as high as $3.94 last year. So I believe it's going to go back up to $4 probably in the next 12 months. And especially when it goes on the TSX, we'll see a run. We'll see it go to $4 or $5. And if I can double my money, I will. I got no problem. I have no sympathy. I'll just get out, take my money, and run.
Yeah. I wonder whether, is it priced in? I mean, news like this tends to get priced in, immediately. The market is so efficient.
Yeah, I think that the entire pot industry right now is just dead. So the fact that this is going up 4%, it shows how strong it is. Because nothing in the pot market is doing well. I mean, there's huge companies putting out huge news, $1 million deals, then they go up 1% or they go down 2%. There's no rhyme or reason for it right now. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Today's a great day for the top four, though. You just mentioned that one's up 4.24%. Looking at Canopy, up 3.72%. Let me check Organigram here, up 7.47%. Not too bad for one day. Wanted to look at, let's see, Afria, up 5.75%. So if you're in those, if you kind of made your own ETF, your own Canada Pot Stocks ETF by buying those four, which is not a bad idea at all, or you can just buy HMMJ, which is mostly that anyway. Although they added Scott's Miracle Grow and a few others to it, you know.
Yeah, I own all of those and the HMMJ ETF,
Yeah.
and I've been trying to buy everything that's in the ETF. That's kind of been my goal. Anything that goes in the ETF, I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna accumulate it and hold on to it long term. I love Organigram. I heard that Warren Buffett is a stakeholder in Organigram, and that's good enough for me. So if the Prophet of Omaha is in it, I'm getting it. And one more thing before we go, because we're running out of time.
Yep.
So one of our subscribers asked about WKHS.
Let me check it.
I believe it's a NASDAQ stock at around $2.80. And they wanted to know, which chart patterns do you find most reliable? WKHS. Do you like trend wedge patterns or head and shoulder patterns? What patterns do you like to kind of use as a tool for yourself?
Yeah, that's a great question. First, Workhorse. I know about as much of this stock as somebody who just walked off the street. So let me see.
Yeah, me too. I don't know anything about it either. So it was a question for one of our subscribers. I believe he owns it. And his name is David Coggins, one of our key members, and I believe he said that they're in the same industry as Tesla, if I remember.
Workhorse is a development stage company. Ooh, okay, so you're taking a chance here. Kind of a startup. The company designs, develops, manufactures, and sells medium-duty trucks with powertrain components under the Workhorse chassis brand. Company's products include trucks comprising powertrain and chassis. Car and truck stuff. Okay, fair enough. Workhorse Group, WKHS. $2.88, up 2.13% today. Gonna look at the 1-year chart. It is on sale. I will admit that. It's down quite a bit. I would want to find out why it shot up so much at the end of 2014. I mean, it just skyrocketed. End of 2014, beginning of 2015, it just went crazy. And it has come down from about $11 a share since then, now down to $2.88. It's a mover. It's a volatile one. You have to have the stomach for this kind of thing. It is affordable at less than $3 a share. Looking at the 1-year chart, I'd like to see it down to $2 a share. Yeah, I'd like to see it at $2 before I buy this, because it's been there before. Had a bit of a triple bottom back in March, April, early May. I like, as far as chart patterns go, I like double bottoms and triple bottoms are even better, because then it came down to a certain support level and the market said, we're not going to let it go below this. Yeah, and again, there are no guarantees. Of course, it can just tank after that. But when it comes down to a certain point, bounces back up, comes down to it about that same level. And this is not an exact science. It never comes down to a penny to exactly the same level. Comes down approximately the same level, that comes back up, and then does it a third time. That's even more confirmation, stronger confirmation, that not necessarily that's not going to ever go down below that price, but that's a good price. You're buying a great company at a good price, which is what the Oracle of Omaha you mentioned, Warren Buffett, loves to do. I see a triple bottom. Unfortunately, that was back in March, April, May. But that tells me that $2 is a good price. Now it's $2.88. I'm gonna, if I like the company, I'm gonna wait. I haven't looked at the news on it yet. I want to make sure that's not insolvent. It's a development stage company. That's the first thing it said. So you got to check the news even harder, because development stage companies, startups as we call them, they could go to zero. 7 out of 10 new businesses fail within 5 years. Could this be one of them? How long have they been around? I see they've been around a while. It looks like the chart goes back to 2010, so it's not that much development stage. Maybe that was a misleading phrase they used there. Looking at the news, not a lot going on. That's okay. Cannell, Peter B. and Inc. built about 3.75% stake in Workhorse Group, blah, blah, blah. Not a lot of recent news on this. No news is good news sometimes. So it's just chugging along. So you just have to kind of go by the chart if there's no news on this thing. Learn all you can about the company. Make sure that they have solid fundamentals. I'm not a huge fan of the way this stock used to be $11 and now it's $2.88. Why? You got to find out why.
Yeah,
Why
that's
did it
not
go down
nice.
so-
That's not nice when you lose like 80% of your value.
Ouchies. Yeah, that could be painful. Is it viable here? Sure. I'd rather wait till $2.
Okay.
Uh,
I think that's a
yeah.
great opinion, and that's a fair opinion. One more question before we go. We just hit an hour. I know you got to go. You're a busy guy. Apple just had 7 days in a row of winning days in the green. They just got their price target increased by Deutsche Bank.
Right.
What do you think about Apple? You like Apple?
Yeah. Analyst expectations mean nothing to me because they're a lagging indicator.
Okay.
I mean, I love Apple. I think Tim Cook's doing a great job. I mean, when Steve Jobs left this world, he had some big shoes to fill. He's doing all right. He's not as charismatic as Steve Jobs, but that's okay. They can't all be like that. It's a solid company. When a stock goes up 7 days in a row, you could look at it two different ways. The natural human reaction is to become bullish. If you go on StockTwits, Twitter, Facebook, suddenly everybody's bullish on a stock that just went up 7 days in a row. I'm a contrarian by nature. I've been like that my whole life. If I see everybody zig, I want to zag. So that doesn't mean I'm shorting it or buying puts or put spreads on it. It just means that, okay, I missed this opportunity. I'll wait for the next dip. It's okay. I'm in cash. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Cash is a wonderful position to have.
Absolutely.
I'm going to sleep very well tonight, and other
Absolutely.
opportunities will come. It's like the bus over here in South Florida. If you miss the bus, another one comes 10 minutes later. You don't freak out about it.
Exactly.
There are thousands and thousands of stocks out there. So, all right, you missed the 7-day run up. Does that mean it can't go higher? It certainly could, a couple more percent, but look how much more room there is below it. The gap below is much bigger than the gap above. So, and because, again, Deutsche Bank is a lagging indicator. It's so funny how these analysts, they have the easiest job in the world. They say something's good after it went up 7 days in a row. It doesn't take a lot of brain power to do that. It takes guts when a great company's gone down 7 days in a row for no really particularly valid reason. If there's no systemic problem with the company itself, it takes a lot of guts to be bullish after a stock has gone down 7 days in a row. I would take profits here if you're already in. Why not? If you bought calls 7 days in a row, congratulations, you're rich now. Why not take your profits? I would.
Okay.
There you go.
That's David Moadel, guys. I love speaking with you, David. We've been live for an hour and 2 minutes. I think I've taken enough of your time today. Thank you for joining us again. Let's do it again next week, my friend. Let's keep watching the markets, and let's think about what we could talk about next week. I think you've answered all of our questions. Everybody's very happy. We love to hear from you, David. And get WhatsApp and join our community, David. We'd love to have you in our community. We'd love to hear from you. I'm more of an entertainer than I'm an investor. Sometimes I get a little too excited. I like the fact that you're very calm and you're very systematic and you're more of a chart reader. I'm more of a get excited type of guy, and sometimes that gets me in trouble. And I think that we need someone like you as part of our community, David. But thank you once again for having us, and have yourself a great week, and have yourself a great Monday, David.
Bye, everybody.
Let's hear some music. Where are we at? Here we go. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. David. Peace, brother. We'll see you soon. All right, everybody. That's David Moadel and your boy Rich saying, we're out. Peace.